quick, for people who might be focused on sort of what we might call more regular training goals in terms of maybe the things we've talked about before,
Yep.
how are they going to find time? How are you going to convince them to make the time to develop grip strength as well? Where is the time and why should they do it? Real quick.
Okay. Two quick examples. Anybody who's a gearhead or a petrol head knows that you want a stiff suspension in a car. The reason is because it helps you put more power directly into the ground. If you have soft suspension, when you floor it, the car will, what they call squat. It actually like just mushy suspension, so it kind of squats down. When that happens, some of the power is being dissipated. It's similar to driving on ice. It's slippery all over the place. You just can't transfer the power into whatever it is that you're holding on to, okay? It's the same thing when you have a weak grip. Now, there's the evil Russian, as he's known, Pavel Tsatsouline. He's actually not evil.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, this is like a Cold War era title.
Yeah, no, that's what he's known as, the evil Russian, right?
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's self-proclaimed, but yeah. But people say that because his training routines are will make you think that for sure. But no, Pavel is a genius, and he's brought a lot of amazing training information over, repopularized the kettlebell and whatnot. He has something that he calls irradiation, not irritation, but irradiation, okay? And then there's Jed Johnson, who's a grip champ. Lots of great information. He's from the Diesel Crew. People should check out his products. Amazing stuff. Okay, my buddy Jed, he has something called radiant tension. Okay, essentially what that's about is the harder you grip something, they found that the more it activates the other muscles around that are being worked. Okay, so the harder you can grip something, the more power you can put into the barbell. Okay, the harder the muscles work. And even Dr. Ken Lessner, he said the same thing. He found that there was a time when he was doing stiff leg deadlifts with a thick bar, and he found the thick bar forced him to hold on to it harder. Otherwise, it would slip from his hand. And he found when he did that, he was actually able to lift more weight. So the stronger your grip becomes, you will find that you're able to actually lift more. And actually in powerlifting, that's one thing that they tell you to do, whether you're deadlifting or benching, they tell you to squish. And I like to picture you just squeezing that bar so hard that it's like literally melting and like oozing out from between your fingers.
All right. Well, that's great information. And really quick, any final thoughts you'd like to share with our listeners before we're done today?
I would say that it doesn't matter what it is that you're involved in, whether it's sports, martial arts, everyday life. If you're a musician, a rock climber, all of this stuff, requires grip strength. Martial arts, Bruce Lee, one of the most famous guys ever, he was a grip fanatic. Look at his pictures. His grip, his forearm, proportionately speaking to the rest of his build, is actually somewhat out of proportion because he built it up so much because he realized it was important to build that up. He had training partners who said when he grabbed a hold of you and pulled on you, it felt like you were going to have the limb ripped right off your body.
Ooh.
Okay? Because he realized it's extremely important to have that grip strength to be able to, again, transfer that power into the opponent and really control him very well. And it'll put the fear of God into somebody when you're able to really grip a hold of somebody and shake the heck out of them. And it kind of makes them think twice. Personally, myself, I was in a life and death situation, as funny as that sounds. When I was a little younger in our family business, our shop, a family friend came by. He had a motorcycle. I always wanted to go for a ride. And he said, let's go. He had his helmet, an extra one, put it on the counter, said, you want to go for a ride? I was like, heck yeah, I want to go for a ride.
Right.
Well, I didn't really know how to properly, I guess, hold on to a motorcycle. I was on the back seat, and I wasn't going to do the whole wrap my arms around him kind of thing because I thought that might be getting a little too comfy. So I held on to that little dinky handle on the back that's right behind your butt when you're sitting down on a sport bike. We got up on the highway, and he was slamming through the gears, and we were flying. Well, he lowered down to kind of be a little bit more aerodynamic. I was still sitting straight up. So I was like basically a sail in the wind. And the wind was starting to push me back off of the bike. And every time he shifted, the bike would kind of jerk forward a little bit. And I honestly thought I was going to fall off the bike. And if it wasn't for the fact that my grip would held on as long as it did, I would have fell off that bike until finally I realized, I don't know what gave me the thought to squeeze my legs on the bike. And then that made all the difference in the world. I was able to actually hold on, and I tucked my head down. And anyway, I really thought I was going to fall off the bike. I never told him that, but, and I mean, if you're in law enforcement or military, the last thing you want, you chase somebody down and you try to cuff the guy or you're wrestling with somebody, you can't have a weak grip. The guy gets away from you. He escapes. He pulls your weapon away from you. It's over. Okay. You need to have a strong grip on many levels, on many fronts. And, if your girlfriend or boyfriend is nothing better than, a guy having a hard time with the jar, and there's nothing that says that women can't develop a strong grip, pop that jar open for him or for her. that doesn't hurt either. So,
right.
So, I say, doesn't matter where you are. Like I said, doesn't matter what your endeavor is. Our hands are the way we interact with the world physically. And it's crucial to have them healthy and strong. And grip training will do that for you.
Well, that is a great place to stop. And it's been a great episode. And thanks for sharing this information. And of course, if you know somebody who might benefit from what we've talked about here today, go ahead and share this podcast with them. You can go to raytoulany.com. And Ray, if I'm not mistaken, we've still got that free report up on the website?
We sure do. raytoulany.com. That's RAY, T as in Tom, OULANY.com/instant strength. So it's a free report. Yep. Shows you how to properly maximize your strength in your lifts. It's a pretty good report. So great information in there.
All right. So go to the website, check that out. And until next time, Ray, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. To learn more about Ray Toulany and to get access to all exclusive interviews and courses, visit raytoulany.com. That's www.raytoulany.com.